What two artists would be a dream collaboration for you? Like any two artists, if they made a song together, you would be like, I'm playing this one song for the rest of my life on repeat.
Wow. Man, that's a good question. I would say two artists that I want to see together is
Like of all time, not like just right now, like the whole catalog.
Kanye and Michael Jackson. I just think that would be like incredible.
What kind of
One is all about doing it perfectly, and one is about doing it the way it feels. Like Michael wants to be perfect, and Kanye cares about how it feels. So even if it doesn't sound good singing, who cares? Do you get what I'm saying? So I like both. I would say both of those.
What kind of song do you think they would make if they were able to make a song? Would it be like a conscious song, like Jesus Walks, or would it be like? It
depends on where they were. And see, this is the hard part. We don't acknowledge what people are in life. Mike became a little bit more conscious when he got older. Kanye is kind of conscious now. It just depends on where they are in life. You know, I would love to see off the wall Michael make an album with Donda Kanye.
That would be interesting. But we know how much you love Kanye, so I should have expected that.
I love Michael Jackson too, by the way. He's a Virgo.
This makes so much sense. Everything just made sense.
What sign are you?
Aquarius.
You're Aquarius. Yeah,
but Virgo man makes all the sense. And as a Virgo man, you're a man with a lot of confidence. What role do you think that confidence plays in the industry?
I think confidence is more important than talent at this point. I think that, like, there are some people, it's not about how good you are. It's about how good you can make people believe you are. Have you ever listened to something and you went back years and listened to something and was like, this shit was terrible? Like, I'm not going to attack this artist because he was a dope artist. But when you really listen to the fact that Cisco pulled off Thong Song, like,
Mystical came out and said, "Don't let me catch you with my dick in my hand," or something like that. When he first came out, so it was
even mystical, like it's certain artists that you're like, man, like, what the fuck, you know, like Cisco. I don't think no male R&B singer could come out with platinum hair, you know, singing about a thong in 2022, and it doesn't get met with so much ridicule. But at that time, he was like the biggest shit in the world. So, yeah, I mean, what was the question?
What role does confidence play in the industry?
Oh, yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, I don't want to run down the rabbit hole. But confidence is everything for someone, because I've seen people who believe they were good get further than someone who was great but didn't know it. But you have to believe, because you can be right and wrong at the same time. But if you could be wrong today, but if you stick with it, you could be right tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So that takes confidence to be like, I know I might be wrong today, but I feel you can't tell me I'm not. And then tomorrow you're right, and all of a sudden you're the man.
Agreed. I think Lil Wayne is a great example of that, because when he started saying he was the best rapper alive, magically everybody believed it. So that's my favorite example of that. Speaking of things like that, do you think that music is playing a role in the violence in the community today?
Oh, y'all trying to set me up. Do I think? Yes, I think music plays a role in the violence, but I also think that the violence plays a role in the music. You know, they work hand in hand. Like, people don't rap about things that they don't experience or aren't traumatized by, or at some point in time. So, yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I put it like this. If you're about to go beat somebody's ass, I don't think you're playing Kurt Franklin. I don't think you're playing Yolanda Adams. If you're about to get some ass, you're about to have sex, I don't think you're playing Kurt Franklin. Right. So if you frustrated, music expresses our emotions. That's why it all works, because sometimes you want to be in a car with your kids and you want to play something that feels like something you should listen to your kids, and sometimes you want to play this because you feel like I feel like selling dope today, even though you might not want to, but you play the music and now you're like, I'm in the trap, even though you're at your office. It's just music takes us places. So if it takes us places, which we all agree on, then one of those places that it can take us can be violence. We have to just acknowledge that. Period. I don't think nobody is doing a damn drive-by listening to R. Kelly, I Believe I Could Fly. I just don't believe it. I don't believe. I remember when I was hustling, I bagged up my weed the first time. I was playing a mixtape. I think it was like Rick Ross's first mixtape, like the first dosage or something like that. I don't even remember, but I just remember bagging the weed and I'm like, yeah, play that. And it's like, bro, music dictates our mood. Music can take us deeper into our mood. We got to stop acting like it doesn't play a role in how we feel. I remember being in the club and when I was a kid and 3 6 Mafia, Tear the Club came on and shit went crazy. I don't think it would have went crazy if the song was "Make Love in the Club." You know, it's just music does dictate our moods. We gotta admit that.
So, what do you think is the difference between gangster rap and drill rap? Because when we were coming up, we had that gangster music, but it's not going as crazy as the kids nowadays are going.
Gangster rap was created by men. Drill music is created by kids. Gangster rap was made by people who are outside in the streets, outside doing wild shit. Drill rap is made by young kids who are like remixing, especially in New York, remixing R&B songs with hard drums and rapping aggressive on it. I mean, it's their form of gangster. I just don't think you could be a street dude but not be gangster. I just think just because you're saying something hard doesn't mean you gangster. Gangster is a responsibility at some point. Yeah, I would say that. Gangster means man to me. Drill just feels like I wouldn't want to see a 35-year-old drill rapper. Like, the hell you outside doing these kids?
Do you think that there should be some type of censorship on music in the industry?
Oh my God.
And where do we draw that line?
I want y'all to know that they're trying to set me up so bad. They're trying to set me up so bad. Ask the question again.
Do you think there should be some type of censorship in the music industry right now, and where should we draw that line?
Censorship, no. Education, yes. I think that if I'm working with a young artist and they got a song called "Kill a Nigga," like I'm the person that's responsible to educate them on like what's gonna come with this song. And at that moment, if he decides I don't care, then that's the bed he laid in. But I don't believe in censorship, but I believe in education. I believe the more you know, the better you do. So it's our job as the OGs in the business to teach the guys coming up like what energy comes with that, period.
I have this theory that the OGs are scared of the kids nowadays.
Because they ain't got no money.
That alone.
I think, like, I'm not afraid to talk to a kid because he didn't pay my bills. You know, but if you're an OG and this kid can take you out, you might not want to tell them how you really feel. So I think part of being a real OG means having either some money or not care about money. But the fear doesn't come from the kids. The fear comes from fucking up the money. That's what I would say.
Speaking of money, you said money should not be our main focus in the business. What should be our main focus and why?
My God, this girl is like 2020. You are amazing. What do you get? What's the question again? I feel like I'm going to ask a question like, how was your day? She be like going in. What's the question? I love you.
This is a direct quote from you. This is a Ray Daniels quote. Money should not be your main focus in the business. So what should be our main focus in the business?
Being great at what you do. Be great at what you do, money comes. I've noticed that the chase the bag people never end up with money. But the people who are just like good at what they do, they always make money because you're good at what you do, so people want to keep money flowing. But if you put money in the front of every decision you make, eventually it's going to play out because money has no emotions and money, it just doesn't come with any rules. It's just like, hey, I'm charging $10,000 and they might give you that today because they got to put up with your shit. But tomorrow when they don't want to put up with your stuff, they're not going to pay you. But if you're good at what you do, I don't care where you are in life. Like Pharrell has not charged less. He probably charges less now because he does only what he wants to do. But Pharrell hasn't went down because he's great. Timbaland hasn't went back because he's great. The only people that go back are the people that are chasing checks. Don't chase the checks. Just be great at what you do, and the checks will come. Boom.
Okay, last question. It's not as intense. How do you deal with having different opinions from your artists?
well, their opinion is the only thing that matters to me. When I'm working with an artist, all I care about is their opinion. I always say, you got to perform this song for the rest of your life, not me. So I'm not going to superimpose my thoughts and my feelings onto what you're doing, because once I'm done with you, I'm shipping you out, and hopefully it becomes successful, and I'm building the next one that I have to build or helping you get further. But you have to live with the songs. You have to live with the words. You have to live with, this is who you are. So the opinion of an artist is the only opinion that matters to me. Like, how do you feel about the song? How do you feel about the lyrics? Would you perform it? Where does it go? Is this a true story? Okay, if it's art, I don't believe in the devil. I don't worship the devil. I don't even acknowledge it. But if an artist did a song about worshiping the devil, I'm not going to be like, man, you can't do that. I'm going to be like, do you really do that? And then at that moment, I got to either support you or not support you, but I'm not going to give you my opinion. Some people just like, that's how I like to play. My favorite group as a kid was 3-6 Mafia. Like, who the hell am I to judge?
That's what makes you good at what you do. So thank you for that. And that was my last question. So you're safe for the rest of the day.
Safety.